onto a gauge of that. It's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So I was one step ahead of the game and kept my templates for the passenger side. Traced them onto a piece of steel already. It's in two pieces because there's some funky twists and shrinks and stretches, and yeah. So I just, like, for the sake of an inch of weld extra, I've done them in two pieces. If I keep each side the same, technically I'm going to have the same contour as far as my finished result, but the only thing that may be slightly, and we're talking like probably a mil or maybe 2 mil out, would be the initial cut from once, because I've just, like you saw, I've just tried to stay center of that detail, that standard, that stock factory detail. The only place where this might differ a bit is if I was out of center from one side to the other. But I've sort of fitted the cardboard template and it is very, very close. So I'm just going to make this a fraction oversize. I'll just make it like a mil. I'll cut this a mil bigger than my line, and I should have plenty of meat there to fit that. So yeah, get cutting and get fitting. So because I've dropped this 10 mil, I actually need to make this 10 mil back up in this section here. That's why I've left this. I'll put a fold from here to here roughly. It'll be just under 90 degrees. And then it's just more of a transition. So the front will curve in and roll around the corner. This is a lot easier to work out now that I've got the other side done, because I'm mimicking that. So I can just get measurements, but yeah, initially it's a lot of back and forth. So yeah, we'll put a fold from where I've marked that one. I've got that measurement from the other side, 70 mil from the point, which is that there. So from there to there, fold that up, and then we'll cut that triangle off of it, if that makes sense. Just folded it the wrong way. Idiota. Where's my mallet? Take two. It looks a bit better. All right, it's got the rough shape where it needs to be, probably better than the other side, and that come up really good. So I'm going to start tacking that in. It's super hard to get a good, I've just got a couple magnets sitting on this back edge, and it's sort of resting on this C-clamps a bit. But as I'm happy with I basically had to shrink and shrink this side and stretch that because we have dropped it, but this here is flat. I'm not too concerned about having a flare down on this because it's got full and it looks fine. Whereas the top, because we've dropped it 10 mil, we need that slope that way. But of course, if you've got slope that way and then you want to roll over that bend there, you need to alter here because it's actually turning a corner. If you just roll it flat, that piece of sheet metal is going to be back in under the guard. So that's why we've stretched it and shrunk it, and it makes it, because it's still a flat piece, it turns to shit, but as you put that radius on it, it pulls in nice. So it's a bit of a confusing one to think, am I doing the right thing? But you just keep at it, it seems to work. So yeah, happy with that. I'm just gonna, like I said, just start tacking it. Double check that this gap here is the same as the other side, which was 20 mil. Which it's not, that's about 18. So I'll release one of these C-clamps and just flare that a bit more. Probably overcook that. That's 20 on the banger. So yeah, get the TIG fired up and start tacking that piece in. Get some rigidity back into the panel. That's come up a treat. So the plan now, I'm really happy with from side to side. They look like the plan worked well. So the plan now is to, now that that's all tacked, actually I might put a couple more tacks in here where there's a bit more of a space between what I've got there. Excuse me. And then just weld those seams. I'd still need to adjust my height here. That's an easy one. And also another adjustment down here, which once again is an easy one. I'll probably flatten that out, that flange already, and then tip it with the bead roller, I think, to get that radius back again. I've already repaired that section, but these are the things, unforeseeables that have arisen. But I think in a whole, that's made a massive difference to the car. It's a subtle adjustment. Like it's still a G60. It's not wanky, but it's just that little extra wider stance. And with the wider diffs under it, being the GU diffs, like I think that is appropriate and it's necessary. The plan, like I think I said at the start of the video, is to have a structural mud, like a structural flare, which will cover the tyre, so the poke won't be an issue. And that will also be like chassis mounted, so it's going to be, if you lean it against an embankment or if you're brushing something, it's not just going to damage my panels. That's the idea of that. That's been the idea from day one. Like I keep saying, this is a four-wheel drive, and after four-wheel driving for like a fair few years, or a lot of years, I know what I want in a four-wheel drive. I know what I wanted in other four-wheel drives that I've driven. So this is where this thing's sort of come from. So yeah, once again, thanks for tuning in. Next episode, these will be all finished up. I won't show you me welding them or cleaning them up, because it's just monotonous, boring stuff that you've probably seen me do before. But yeah, like I said, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. And if you can, subscribe to the channel and tell your friends about it too. Thanks again.